Good morning. Today I want to bring to you the most amazing revelation, but it's also a way of life. You know, the greatest way of life is gratitude and appreciation. You know, so often we see the faults in each other, we see what jars us, we criticize each other. We always find the worst in everybody instead of finding the best in everybody. How about making today a day where you simply will go and find the best in everybody? Will you go and find something to appreciate within them? And to speak the words of appreciation and love. So often when we live with somebody or we've been in a relationship for a long time, we forget to speak those words of appreciation. You know, the other day I was visiting my accountant and I work they are their husband and wife team who work together in their company. And as we were talking, he suddenly starts and he said, you know what? I just want to tell you how much I appreciate my wife. She means the world to me. And they had just been through the immense, they had to evacuate their homes because of fires in our region, fires which wreaked devastation. And a lot of people lost their homes, etc. So this man and his family had to evacuate during that time. And for him to speak those words of appreciation in the aftermath of that which happened, to me was just like a beautiful token of love. Because you could see it in the way that his face lifted up when he said that. It was the way that he talked about her in her presence. Now, isn't that what life is truly about? That we find that lovability in each other, that which we truly appreciate in each other. And oftentimes the appreciation is not only the good thing, it's also the times when they challenge us, when they tell us there's dirt on our face, to our face, and not behind our backs like most people gossip about one and they put knives in one's back because they love finding fault with one. Whereas somebody who truly loves you will gently tell you, I don't like the way that you are behaving. Not attack the person, the ego, but rather the way the person is doing something or not doing something. And then also ask, please, I want to get into understanding here. Why is it that you are doing this? I want to gain understanding. What is it that's deep inside of you that you're not telling me? Because often people will not tell you because they know the way that you're going to react. Often they're scared of the way that you're going to blast them if you know the truth. So instead of doing that, why not get to the truth of the matter and say, listen, I'm not going to shout at you. I'm not going to scream at you. I just want to know the truth. What is it that you really feel inside? What is it that you never told me about? I want to know the truth so that I can heal and you can heal. And we can finally find ourselves on a space where we're both in neutral, where we both find balance, where we realize that all is serving us. And in the end, when we find so much to appreciate about ourselves and about others and about the relationship, we can build a new and higher type of relationship because the communication gaps are gone. And often, I find myself that when I'm profoundly touched within myself, I can't express that into words. It's almost like the words won't come. But my whole being is filled with love. And whatever comes in that love, whatever way you can express it, express it. There are so many ways to express love. The greatest moments come when we realize that love is everywhere. It's never absent. It's just that sometimes we wait for that forever. You know, we all have a story telling the fairy stories, you know, and they lived happily ever after. The truth is that nobody lives happily ever after. It's an ongoing process because you grow in the process and your partner grows in the process. And somewhere along the line, if you don't both grow in the same direction, you're going to grow into opposite directions. And that's where rifts happen. But if you constantly work with each other in communication, you can also work with these rifts through that. You can work through that where you finally see just love. And you realize that I've loved this soul for all eternity. And I will love a soul for infinity. And I will love a soul no matter what. Once you come to that realization of what love is, you cannot be not love. You will always be love in some form or expression. And it's not always just that happy feeling. It's also sometimes one is profoundly touched to tears. Sometimes you burst into tears because what you're experiencing as love is so profound that you cannot do other than cry tears of awe, tears of inspiration, tears where you are really touched to the deepest core of your heart and soul, and you cannot even express what that is. And I was reading a book the other day where this woman, she's a doctor, she's a medical doctor, and she works with counseling all the time. And she says, you know what, we can even ask that divine love expresses itself through us in relationship. That divine sexuality expresses itself through us, through relationship, in the highest way for the highest good of all concerned. And I thought to myself, if we can just all ask that, our whole lives would change. That ego, me, and I want to take, will give away. And we will suddenly realize that love is give and take. It's giving and receiving. It's what you put out there, what will come back to you. What is within will manifest without. You create your own life in a lot of ways. Why not create something beautiful, something profound, something that will last for generations to come? I never wanted something that will just be like a fleeting moment. I always wanted something that would expand for time and space and all eternity as a lasting legacy to mankind. So I wanted my love and my partnership to expand beyond all that into that infinite space where it's a legacy, a lasting legacy in some form or another. If we have a vision greater than our sum total of ourselves, we cannot shrink ourselves. We have to expand in all directions. Once we expand, we can't shrink back to what we were before. I wish you today that you would speak those words of love and appreciation. And if you cannot speak them, then go write them down. If you cannot write them down, then go and send an SMS or whatever, but you can voice whatever. If you can't voice it, then go and paint it or sketch it or do whatever you can to express that. A lot of people can't do that. That's why men like fixing things. Because in fixing things for you or in sorting out things for you, that's the way they show their love. So often they don't know how to express it because they were taught to shut down their emotions. So remember this, we are all different, but we all have something amazing to contribute to life. And why not contribute appreciation and love and gratitude? Say thank you. You know, thank you, saying thank you costs nothing. It actually opens more doors for you than it shuts doors for you. Because most people feel unappreciated. And once somebody actually appreciates them, it opens them up in a new way. I will never forget when I was in the library, where as librarian, my assistant came to me in an absolute tears because there was this lady at the counter. Actually, she wasn't a lady. She looked more like a man, a big, huge man. And it was very sort of like masculine in her energy. And she said, well, goodness me, you know, just be careful of that woman. Because she even hit a traffic cop, you know, that he was unconscious one day. And I was just by plain self with this woman, you know, I just always was kind to her and I appreciated and just treated her like I normally treat people. So there were no exception. And I will never forget how she one day came in with a little gift for me. It was just a little gift. And with it came this letter of appreciation. And she said, you know, you were the first person who ever treated me like a soul and with love. It was a great lesson to me that day of how we are a letter that is being read by everyone. What are you putting out there? What are people reading in your energy fields? What are people reading in the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you act? Remember that. You are broadcasting into the world what is inside of you. Your language, the way you speak, the way you write, the way you talk, Everything broadcasts what's inside of you. Remember that. So please speak today the words of appreciation, the words of love, the words of kindness, the words, and if you want to compliment people, but genuinely compliment them, say thank you for who and what they are, because in the depths of your heart and your soul and being, you truly appreciate that. Today is a day of appreciation. And I thank each and one and every one of you who are listening here. And I thank you for being on the planet at this time. Yes, we have challenges. We all have our pain and aches and whatever else. The higher your soul is, the more you will have challenges in life, and the more you will be challenges on all fronts. It is honing the soul muscles. I have learned to thank for the challenges in my life, because I've always come out a far better, more rounded soul, and I've learned so much through it all. I thank each and one and every one of you, and I appreciate and love you very much. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.